Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's guest. We were just talking offline about some of the great initiatives she's got going on in her world. But Kathy Van Ness, it is so great to have you on the podcast today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, as I center myself. I'm doing awesome in California. It's a beautiful day. The sun hasn't quite come up yet, but it's really spectacular.
Where are you? Where are you in California?
We're in outside San Diego, about an hour up in the mountains and outside San Marcos. So it's about
Oh,
two
wow.
hours down from LA and 1 hour up from San Diego.
Dang, that sounds amazing. We're in San Antonio, Texas, but yours sounds a little bit nicer. I kind of wish I was there right now too.
So
Well, cool. So as we're going in, I always like to ask our guests, tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe how you got into the industry and what got you to where you are now. Because I think it's important that our listeners know who we're talking to and that we're bringing some heavy hitters and some people who have some great knowledge in the industry. So Kathy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, this is going to be interesting because I've never been in the hospitality industry in my life.
Okay.
And so if you put that out there right now and someone was actually to recruit me, I would be a round peg in a square hole and it probably would not happen. But I spent my entire life in the retail fashion industry, from wholesale side, retail side, stores, running president of Diane von Furstenberg. I work with all kinds of designers, president of Speedo for 16 years. And I think the interesting thing for me of going from that industry to the industry I'm in is I don't think of my business like a hotel. I mean, technically we're listed as a hotel, but for me, I have multiple products, which is quite used to me. I'm used to running a $500 million public company. So I have multiple products within my
Mhm.
world, and I treat each of those businesses like it's a product. So our hotel, the product we market and sell is experience. And so everything you do every day, you have to focus on what's happening in that experience. Is it getting stale? Is it moving forward? Is it capitalizing on new technology? And when you look out there, I think and even reminding yourself to stay like peaceful and mindful and not get too ahead of the. So an interesting set of skills to a business that is all about touch, life, change, feel, taste, from gardens to farms to everything. So it's kind of a perfect fit in the end.
Oh no, it's an amazing product or products that you have. And I love the experiential side of things. I've had so many guests recently on the podcast that experiential travel is just it. That is what people want. That is where we want to go things. The days of going to a hotel and kind of just being around there and doing those things, those are long gone. I think post pandemic, our lives really changed, and the stuff that we want to do really kind of stands out a little bit more. So, talk to me. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on at Golden Door, some of the different pillars, if you will, of what you have going on there.
So the main business is of the resort. And this is a resort on 600 acres that's quite famous to what our programming is. And outside of the resort, we have our farms. On our 600 acres, we have thousands, 14,000, 15,000 trees of avocado and citrus. So I learned how to be a farmer in the last 12 years. And from literally starting from scratch and planting those little skinny sticks all that time ago. And now they're giant food trees. So that's the second business. The third business we have is our retail business. Not only do we have a store on property, not a hotel store, but a souvenir store, a real store that guests can kind of, do retail therapy by Thursday with beautiful things you can't find anywhere. We also have a country store off property, which is one of my favorite. It's a local, gorgeous, very cool country store, which we market and sell all our produce, all our products. We make cookies, we make honey. Then going on from there, we have our whole charitable business, which is a big part of our thing, that at the end of the day, we're giving money that we work hard to earn to child abuse charities around America. So when you look at each of those things, each of them require a separate focus. When you put them all together, it makes a company that's quite interesting. And it makes our guests feel really good. They like on Saturdays, go to the grocery store, literally country store, to go shopping. And they are so proud to be able to be part of what we've done in child abuse already in the years.
Wow. Tell me a little bit more about the nonprofit side and kind of, we were talking offline about the importance of, aligning with a nonprofit or having that kind of feel for giving back. But what led you to that? What kind of got that going in everything with everything you're doing?
That's a great question. When you're the world I came from in fashion has obviously always been very part of charitable and issues and things like that. When you go to the hospitality industry, I think it's bigger than just hospitality.
Mhm.
As our businesses move forward in the next century, we'll have to have more conversations about sustainability, which is one conversation. And we have to have some thoughts about how do we want to be in the communities. I mean, I'm in the communities in so many ways. One, I have a country store, so I'm
Mhm.
providing people to have healthy food all day. Two, we're actually giving money to different charities across America to solve the child abuse problem. And that just came up by finding it was just a need that aligned. Transform gas, maybe we can make a difference and transform children. And we have. We hire therapists in certain places, we build forensic groups. There's all kinds of pieces to giving that have just come our way. And it makes us become a little bit more full about who we are, especially on the mindfulness side, because we're doing it every day. And think about just last night, I wrote a letter to my guest of a story of life that we have made, a tragic story. And all my employees were commenting back already this morning, like, oh my God, this makes me so proud. We have to have that as business people in the future. We have to talk about what we're doing to give back to our country to make a difference.
No, I agree 100%. And we talked a little offline too about me being a, business coach and a leadership coach too. And that's one of the things where you're talking about when you focus on the we versus the me, it's just a whole different ball game. And the fact that you're doing this on a property and have multiple pillars is amazing because you have different ways. From obviously from a business model, it's fantastic, but from a just difference maker, and almost like, which is exactly what I look at you as, that person that's out there in this world. You're the person that you throw the stone in the water and the ripple effects start happening from there.
Well, I'm going to take this a step farther. We spent the last, since I started here in 2012, we spent the last 8 years fighting over land development that was literally going to crush mountains and build huge subdivisions. And we were, think of this Golden Door, this company that's about change and a spa and getting massages. We had a referendum. We fought so long and so hard. We ended up having a referendum on the San Diego ballot in 2020, of which we won, which
Wow.
meant these 2,000 acres would no longer be blown up. And then as the years went on, we sort of realized, how long can we continue to fight? We bought the 2,000 acres. Literally, we bought this wonderful mountain with all these animals and plants, and we're putting it into a preserve to be saved in perpetuity. I mean, these are the kinds of big ideas that it's going to take, and even small businesses that you can do that people just maybe don't think about.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I appreciate you taking the lead role in a lot of that, with the company. As we're talking about 2024, anything big on tap for the remainder of the year that maybe some of our readers or listeners could anticipate from you guys?
Absolutely, Edward. We are working on some new experiences, and one of them is called immersive musical therapy.
Wow.
And we are actually, I went to the Sphere. I was so inspired by the Sphere in Vegas. You must go. You must
I have
go.
not been yet. It's
You
on
must
my
go.
list.
Made by them. They're amazing. And we've been studying it and looking at that musical therapy is another form of a way to pause. There's so much stress out there and fear and anxiousness. And I think that's one of the things that many properties don't have is that ability to actually have a strong mindfulness program. So we are building our own little immersive 360 theater for the summer. And we have artists coming into play, and there's going to be these slow moving art that's going to be surrounding you in 360 outside under the stars. And you'll just be away. The other idea that we have been, now it's fully tested, is we have a virtual reality massage. You would love this. You literally, as you do the last half of your massage, you put on your goggles. And while your mind is now always running, even when you're getting your massage, always thinking, how can we help you think about something that may be more peaceful? We give you this image in 3 dimension. Obviously, you're in this world while we finish your massage. And so we're looking at things of how we can actually take technology that can be invasive, and how we can take technology and make it an addition. How can we take it and make it so it's almost like, oh my God, this is the greatest experience of it. All I could think about was how I was getting this massage and my mind was fully at peace. So we're thinking a lot of new ideas. I'm excited for the year. I
Yep.
can't wait.
You're getting me excited. Just I've never heard of that. I'm excited.
Massage. Oh my
I'm,
God.
I'm excited.
No, she's like, "What? Oh my God, Kathy Vanessa was having such a good, it's so much fun. Oh my gosh. No one
Wow.
done it.
I can't wait to try that one day. That's on my list too now. Speaking of lists, let's switch over to the personal side. What
Yep.
are some of your favorite travel destinations? And then I always like to ask my guests too, what are some of your bucket list travel destinations or things you like to do?
Well, I've been all over the world, obviously being in fashion from Antarctica to all over. But I think one of my most favorite was Iceland.
Wow.
And it was the most interesting because of its geographical world. It's like another world, how Iceland's geography actually runs the country. And I think that was probably my most interesting trip I've ever made.
Wow. And bucket list? I know you've been all over the world, but is there any bucket list left? Is there any other place for you to explore?
On out there, but I'm not sure I can climb those steps anymore.
Which one?
Bhutan.
Oh, got it.
Those are like a lot of steps. Unless they're helicoptering me in and dropping me off. Maybe
Drop
I
it
don't.
off at the top. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure since we're Japanese property, I'll get back to Japan in the next few years because I'm anxious
nice.
to see.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm excited about everything that's going on in your world. I love the visionary aspect that you bring. I love the personality too, because you got the perfect personality for everything you're trying to accomplish here. And
Gotcha.
you can see that. You can see that when probably with your guests as well. So, on average, how long do normally your guests stay on property?
7 days. 99% of our business is a 7-day program.
Oh
And,
wow,
and and we have we have men's weeks, which is quite unusual in the world. There's
yeah,
very few wellness places that a man can go to with all his friends or meet all his friends than Golden Door. We have co-ed weeks, men's weeks, and we have women's weeks. And so each week is completely different.
wow. That sounds incredible as well. So we've got a lot of things from sustainability to giving back in the community to the store, which is fascinating right there. And I love the aspects of having the different weeks for people, couples, individuals, males, females. I love that aspect too. Anything else that you like to touch on before we kind of wrap this one up for yourself, for Golden Door, anything in particular?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on. It's
Oh,
awesome. You're terrific. And it's a privilege to be able to talk to you this morning. I think the thing that we need to think as we move forward, and that's what we're thinking at Golden Door, is we have to be a part of everybody's mind, body, and spirit. It isn't just body and it isn't just diet anymore. Our new guests are highly educated,
yeah.
highly fitness oriented. They don't need to be told that. What they need is to find those moments that they can pick up on peace and joy. Let's not forget joy. We're actually having kite flying this summer on our hiking trails.
Oh, wow.
It'll be fun.
That takes you right back to being a kid and
Right.
put
Exactly.
joy in
When
perspective.
That's exactly the purpose. That's exactly right.
I love the methods to your madness. I cannot wait to visit Golden Door, and I know our guests are going to be excited to learn more about it as well. So, what's the best way that they can find out about the property?
GoldenDoor.com. We have our retail stores online and we have our entire website, which is fully detailed with everything that happens on our property. It's not your normal hotel site, so spend the time to go through it. It's quite great and fun.
I can attest to that because I was looking at it earlier, and it is not your normal hotel site. So
That's
I'm going to
perfect.
encourage our listeners to definitely go to goldendoor.com, check it out. You'll be amazed at everything that is on there, and I'm excited about some of our readers and listeners being able to partake in your place, Kathy. So. Kathy, thank you so much for being on the show today. It just goes by so fast. I have a feeling this won't be the last time that you and I chat on
That's
Travel
it.
Talk because we've got. I just love your personality, but I also love everything that you're doing, and I have this feeling that I could pick a date next month and you'd have a totally something different going on.
Oh, that's my world. That's the world I love.
But
Well, I
again,
thank you for having me. And for all of you out there who are listening, please take a deep breath. Remember, look at the flowers and just notice how beautiful they are because it'll make your stress go down just a few points.
perfect. We got the orders right there from Kathy herself. So for everybody listening out there, please continue to follow us on thehotelguide.com. Please like, share, comment this as well because this has some great information. This goes beyond just a resort in a hotel in the hospitality industry. There's a lot of meaningful things going on that we can learn from what Kathy and her team are doing at Golden Door, and let's take some of that and let's put some goodness out there in the world. So until next time, travel, make memories, and everyone, we will talk soon. Take care.